Hi friends, it's Alex and welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to share with you today a savings challenge that helped me save $2,120 in 6 months. How this video is going to work is I'm going to introduce the envelope challenge to you, but I'm also going to give you different options of how you can apply it to your financial situation, because my pet peeve is when financial advice is like, just save it or just invest it. I know it's not available to everyone. I'm gonna offer a couple different ways you can do this so that it works for you. And then at the very end, I'm actually gonna do my first few envelopes of 2023 so you can get a little bit more of an understanding of how it works. So let's get into the video. So I discovered this challenge from watching budget challenges on YouTube because I really had to get everything together when it came to budgeting and money. I think a lot of people can relate to that right now, and especially me being self-employed, it has been a struggle, as well as like life bills, have a dog to be responsible for, and I'm in school, so I have that debt. So I discovered this envelope challenge and I was like, let's give it a try. So how it works is you have 100 envelopes, okay? And listen, I will link the Etsy store that I bought these cute little envelopes from. You can use paper envelopes. You can even just use a number generator online and put the money in a jar. Like, you don't have to do it envelope style. So if that limitation is there for you, I'm here to lift it up. You don't need that limitation to be blocking you from trying this. So each envelope has a different number. For example, this one is a 9, this one is 51, and this one is 62. So they're numbered from 1, which is $1, to 100, which is $100. So the idea is, if you do all these envelopes, it comes to just over $5,000. So if you do this all year long, or you do all envelopes, you will have saved just over $5,000. So I did only 6 months worth because like I couldn't do 100 envelopes in 6 months. Like, it just wasn't feasible for me, and because it's random, that's why mine wasn't perfectly half, but I still saved $2,100, which is crazy. It's really gonna help me out. And I planned it because I knew that after the holidays, right before tax period, is when I was going to be most stressed about money. So now I have this here to help me. You can plan to do it weekly. I mean, daily would be a very fast pace. You'd have to have a lot of income for that. You can do it whenever you get paid. You know, if you have a lot of money saving around, maybe you do 4 envelopes that week. And if you don't have a lot of money around, maybe you do 2 envelopes that week, or bi-weekly, or whatever works for you. You don't have to do 100 envelopes, but you can also do it at whatever pace you want. I'm gonna actually be doing mine from January to September, and the reason for this is because I'm gonna have another school payment come in September, which I really need to save money for. So I'm going to try to do 100 envelopes within that time. That's about 9 months. And if I don't do all 100 envelopes, I'll still have lots of money saved, so it's not a big deal. So I'm doing mine in about 37 weeks. So it comes out to do 2.7 envelopes a week, which I can't. Right now, it looks like every week I'll do 2 to 3, depending on how much money I have to save. And if I'm only getting paid every second week, then I'll do 4 to 6. Like, so you see how I scaled that. So I draw the envelope. This one is 57, so this one's a more expensive one. That's the thing too, you can play it by ear, because you might choose a $1 and a $3 and you're like, I know I have lots to save this week. And then you pull another one, try to get a higher one. Or maybe you pull 57 and that's all you can save and you leave it for this week. Do what fits you. So I choose 57, so I take $57, I put it in this envelope, it goes back in this little bin, I put it in a very safe and secure place, and nobody touches it. Nobody touches it, I don't touch it, that money is not touchable. I guess if you really want to, you could take the money and put it in a bank account right away if you want to like build interest on it, but I like doing the cash envelopes. I like having some cash around, it's just what I'm like, so that's what I do. Depending on your income and how much you have to save, you can do it monthly, you know, you can only do a couple envelopes when you can. Like, you don't have to put a lot of pressure on yourself to do it in a systematic way. You can do what fits for you. So I do every time I cash out of my freelancing, but not every time I get paid from my nonprofit that I'm working now, and that's because that has to go straight to bills. However, I also have another savings, which is not this challenge, it's for taxes. So I take my freelancing income, I have to take any business expenses out of it, and I have to take taxes, and then whatever is left over for me, I save some of it. And I know sometimes it's bittersweet, but when I look at my budget, I do overspend on quite a few things. Like, when I go out socializing, if I had a more strict budget, I wouldn't spend so much. Like, I waste a lot of money when I'm out socializing because I get carried away. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. So if I have $100 that I could take that weekend and go crazy, or I pick a few envelopes and then I'm only left with $50, I will only spend $50 that weekend, and then that $50 that I would have wasted being carried away is now saved for me. So try to make it fit into your schedule. And at the very least, if it's way too hard for you to do 1 to 100, when they're in order, take 1 to 50. If you do 1 to 50, you'll still save $1,275, which can definitely help. You know, that can help anybody. And if you want to start small, maybe you have only like a few weeks to get to something, you could do 25 and then you'll save up $325. So you kind of see how that works. So what I've done actually is now I've taken what I saved last year, my last 6 months, and I've now put it into a savings account to get interest until I need to use it. Unfortunately, when I take it for school, it won't go into an interest savings account. It's gonna go right to school, but that's what I'm saving for. It's gonna help me a lot. I hope that makes sense. Now we're gonna do it together. So how many weeks has it been? What week are we going into? So we're going into the 3rd week of January. So I have 2 weeks worth of envelopes to do. I have to do either 4 or 6. I'm just gonna draw and see what happens, see how high they get, and we'll go from there. And you can also record it as you go. Like, for example, mine, this Etsy shop is so cute. It came with like a cash breakdown. You can even put in the bill types and coin types and put in what you have. I do that because in my budget, I do indicate that that savings is there. Obviously, I don't want to touch it, but if an emergency happened, like if a, you know, life or death, or like, especially like a vet emergency happened with my dog and I had to spend the money, it's there. So it's good to know how much you have in there at all times. So let's pick a few. Closing my eyes, closing my eyes, closing my eyes. The first one is 97. Okay, I'm probably only gonna do 4. 97. See, this is what I mean. Sometimes you get it and you're like, that's a lot. And listen, no one's watching you. I mean, you're watching me on YouTube right now, but I could edit this out. But you can put that back. If that's too high this week, put it back. It can be easy. Make it work for you, okay? Make it work for you. So 97. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm putting in 4 20s. So I have 4 20s, a 10, a 5, and a toonie. I'm Canadian, so yeah, like if you're from another part of the world, you're probably looking at my money like, what? And a toonie, right? So I'll put that in. So now my money is in my envelope, right? So that's 97. Please let me pick a lower one. I don't have that much money to put in there, so I might have to put one back. 4. 4. Yay. Okay, cool. So I'm actually gonna put 4 loonies because I have a lot of loonies. Like I have a lot of change that I don't actually count when I count how much money I have, so I put that into here. And if you keep a budget, if you're moving your money to the saving challenge, make sure you note it as a like expense to your savings. Like make sure you note that it's not in your money anymore. And then note how much savings you have somewhere else. So 4 loonies. If you don't know what a loonie is, 4 loonies. So that goes in here. Okay, 2 more. 65. I actually don't know if I have enough for that. Oh, I have a 50. I have a 50 somehow. So, okay. So 50, 60, 5. So, and one thing I'll note, cause I have mine in a little envelope and it bends, when I go to put it into the bank, the ABM doesn't take it. So I have to go to a teller because it's folded. That's okay though, that's okay. So now one more. 25. So kind of expensive, but like I said, if it gets, yes, I'm putting 5 5s in. If it gets too much for you, you switch it out. You know, if you have to look at what you put in, because as long as you're putting in a few weeks, like if you know you only have up to $5, pick a couple low ones. You have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 you can pick. And maybe you pick a low one, but you have more money that week. Then maybe you save that low one for another week and you pick a higher one. Now that I have my 4 envelopes that I've chosen, I'm gonna add it up to make sure I note that it's in my savings. So I've saved $191, and so this is 2 weeks. So really I wouldn't do this all at once. I would do this over 2 weeks, period. And again, make it work for you. So this is what works for me. If you try it, let me know. If you have any other cool savings challenges, let me know, because I'd love to try them. But thank you so much for watching, and like and subscribe if you want, but I'll see you in the next one. Bye.